Hi, this is Chet Kuhn with Medicare Hero, and today we're going to be talking about how to shop for a Medicare Part D drug plan through medicare.gov. Medicare's got a great plan finder tool that's going to help you find the best prescription drug plan for your particular medications. So let's get started. So the first thing you'll want to do is navigate to www.medicare.gov. Once you've made it to Medicare's websites, you'll want to look down for the green button on the left side of the screen that says Find Health and Drug Plans. Click on this button and it'll take you to the Medicare Plan Finder tool. This is the tool that we're going to be using today to search for your drug plans. Now, you can either do a general search for drug plans by simply entering your zip code, or if you prefer, and if you're currently on Medicare and currently have Medicare coverage, you can do a personalized search. There's not much difference either way, so it doesn't matter which way you go about it. For today and in general, what I typically do is just use the general search. So what we're going to do is we're just going to enter a zip code, and then we're going to say Find Plans. It may prompt you, if your zip code overlies multiple counties, it may prompt you to select your county. And it does this because prescription drug plans are based on the county that you live in. And next, we'll answer a couple of simple questions that the Plan Finder tool is going to ask us. First being, how do you get your Medicare coverage? I'm simply going to say, I don't have any Medicare coverage yet. If you're ever unsure of how to answer, you can always simply say, I don't know what coverage I have. This gives you just the raw results that's most helpful, and honestly, that's typically the way that I answer these questions. Next, it's going to ask if you get any help from Medicare or Medicaid paying your prescription drug costs. If this applies to you, you can select the most appropriate answer, but for most of us, we'll simply say, I don't get any extra help, and we'll continue to the plan results. Next, it'll take you to a page where it will say Step 2 of 4, and it will ask us to enter our current medications that we're taking. Here we want to enter any prescription medications that we currently take. Anything over the counter, it will probably not be in the system, so we just want to stick to the prescriptions. For example purposes, I'm going to enter a common medication of Lipitor. You can see as you start typing, it will bring up all the medications that meet the criteria that you started to search for. I'll select Lipitor. Once you select the name of your medication, it'll prompt you with the dosages available for that medication. So I'll just say 20 milligrams. And it'll also ask you how often you take it. So if you take your Lipitor once a day, you can enter 30 per month. If you take it twice a day, you can enter 60 every month. The same thing, if you get a 90-day supply at a time, you can say 90 every 3 months. So you can enter your medications however is most convenient. Just for these examples, I'll just stick to 30 every month. Next, it's going to ask the pharmacy type. I always recommend sticking to getting this medicine from a retail pharmacy, at least selecting that option, even if you do get your medications mail ordered, because it's going to give you the medication mail order price regardless of what you select here. But sometimes you can actually save money going to a retail pharmacy, so that's why I always recommend leaving on retail pharmacy, and you'll be able to see both the retail prices and mail order prices. It will say add drug and dosage. Now next, because there's a generic for Lipitor, which is the atorvastatin calcium, it gives us the option of selecting that generic. If you do take a generic, I highly recommend putting the proper information in there because, as you may know, generics typically cost significantly less than name brand medications. So when we're looking for a prescription drug plan, we want to give this the most accurate information possible. So for these example purposes, I'm going to say yes, let's go ahead and use the generic. Now, it's entered my first medication. I can see it right here, the quantity, and then I use 30 every month. If you had more medications, you can come right back up here and continue to enter more. Now, one other thing I want to make sure that you note, if you take more than a couple of medications, this will be very helpful to you. You'll want to come over here and write down the drug list ID number and the password date. This information shows up after you've entered your first medication into medicare.gov. What this does is if you come back to medicare.gov in the future with a question or to look up your medications again, you can simply enter that drug list ID and password date into medicare.gov, and it will pull back up your list of medications that you had in here previously, so you don't have to re-enter them every time you come back. So once your medication list is complete, you can come down and say, my drug list is complete. Now that we have our medications entered, we can go on to the third step and select our preferred pharmacies, or the pharmacies that we would prefer to use. So if you'll just simply scroll down, I'm going to select a couple of different pharmacies. Medicare.gov allows us to enter 2 different pharmacies, so I typically recommend taking advantage of that and checking the prices at a few different places. So I selected a CVS, and we'll also just select a Walmart. You can, again, select up to 2 different pharmacies at a time. Once you select your pharmacies, come down and continue to plan results again. Now the final step is to refine our plan results. So if you've opted to take a Medicare supplement plan with a standalone prescription drug plan, and that's what you're looking for, you'll just want to go right here to the top option and select prescription drug plans with original Medicare. That means standalone prescription drug plans alongside a Medicare supplement plan. And we'll just, again, continue to plan results. So we're finally here, our plan results. Now, before we get into the details here, I just want to take a brief second and just tell you a little bit about how medicare.gov is searching for these prescription drug plans for you. What they're doing and what this plan finder is doing is it's taking the information that we've given them. The names of our medications, the dosages of medications we take, the pharmacies that we prefer to use. It's taking that information and looking inside of every prescription drug plan available, and it's determining on a calendar year basis, so from today through the end of this calendar year, which prescription drug plan overall is going to save us the most money. So they're going to add up the monthly premiums of the plan, the co-pays, deductibles, anything you could possibly spend on your prescriptions. They're going to add that up into one simple number, and they're going to order the plans from least expensive for you down to most expensive. Now, the first thing you'll notice on this page is a section called Original Medicare. You can pretty much just ignore this section. Original Medicare doesn't cover prescription drugs. Not even sure why they put this here. So you can just skip right over that, scroll down until you see the section called Prescription Drug Plans. Now there's 24 different prescription drug plans in the zip code that I entered, and if I scroll down, I can see they're ordered from the least expensive down to the most expensive, based again on the information that I provided for my medications and pharmacies and things of that nature. So there's a plan from Aetna, here's another plan from Express Scripts Medicare, there's a plan from Humana, and so forth. They just continue on down. Now, the first thing I want to show you is what medicare.gov is ordering these plans based on. And that is this number right here, the cost as of today. So what that's doing is that's adding up the cost, the total cost of the plan for the remainder of the calendar year. So it does it from the day that you search, or the month that you're searching, until the end of the calendar year. So you can see in my example, it's $197 is my total expected out-of-pocket cost for my medications from the day that I'm searching as of today all the way through the end of the year. Now that number, the cost as of today, is everything Medicare.gov thinks that I may spend on my medications, including the monthly premium I pay to have the plan, any deductible if the plan has a deductible that I have to pay out of pocket before my coverage begins, as well as the copays that I pay at the pharmacy when I pick up my medications. So it adds all of these costs up into one number, and it orders it from least expensive down to most expensive. So as a ballpark figure, you can see they expect this first Aetna plan to cost about $200 for the remainder of the year for the Lipitor that I entered. As I scroll down, Express Scripts looks like they're going to cost me roughly $40 a month more. So that's just a nice rough estimate. Now, to get even more detailed information on a particular plan, you can come right up and just simply click on the name of the plan. That will take you in and show you a little bit more detailed information. So once we click on the name of the plan that we want to look at, we can go down and it will tell us the monthly premium of the drug plan is $16.70 for this particular Aetna drug plan. Now, there's no health plan premium for this plan because this is a standalone prescription drug plan, so there's no health care benefits built in. It will tell us if there's an annual drug deductible, which this plan has a deductible of $405, which is an amount you typically pay out of pocket before your coverage begins. As we go down, this is an important part that I want to make sure and show you. This is an overview of how much our total medication costs would be with each different pharmacy that we entered. So you can see if we use CVS with this particular Aetna prescription drug plan, it's going to save us quite a bit of money. There's a big difference between using CVS and using Walmart through this Aetna prescription drug plan. So with CVS, we'll come down and it'll give us a list of the medications that we entered. So for the Lipitor, or the Adversatin Calcium is the generic name for it, we will pay $3 during the deductible period and also $3 after that deductible is met. So for this generic medication, the deductible actually doesn't apply, which is nice. So as an overview of this plan, for this particular medication I entered, I would pay a $3 copay for a 1-month supply each time I went into the pharmacy. And additionally, I would pay a $16.70 monthly premium just to have the plan. That's a pretty good overview of how these drug plans work and how you can find them in medicare.gov. Once you select the plan and you're ready to enroll, you can come right up here and click the enroll button. It will take you to an application that will walk you through your enrollment. It'll ask you a couple of very simple questions, some of your personal information, and you can get signed up right here online. Now, each year during the annual enrollment period, which runs from October 15th through December 7th, you can also switch your prescription drug plan. You're guaranteed to be able to switch this prescription drug plan each and every year during that annual enrollment period. So you can come back here each year, you can check on your medications and make sure that the plan that you selected the previous year is still showing up at the top of this list as being best for your particular medications. If it's not, you can simply enroll in a different plan. Once you've enrolled in a prescription drug plan, you don't need to re-enroll each year. Your coverage simply continues on until you wish to make a change. And that's going to wrap up today's video on how to use the medicare.gov Plan Finder tool. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give it a like below. And for more information on Medicare, you can visit our website at medicarehero.com or look for more videos in this series that will walk you from A to Z all the way through the Medicare enrollment process. Thank you so much for watching.